This is One on One. We are thrilled to have a gentleman that everybody recognizes. He is Daymond John, entrepreneur, consultant, author. He is one of the stars of ABC's Shark Tank. His firm is called Shark Branding. His book is called The Power of Broke. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It is our honor. Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Did you see it right away? Hey, this is a hit?
Well, I saw that there was a Dragon's Den, and they sent me a couple of versions of it in other parts of the countries. Other parts of the world. And I said, well, they have a different taste level over there, and here it's never going to work. Ever.
You didn't say that.
I said, no, it's never going to work.
By the way, set it up. It's you and a few other business people.
Yeah, so for those who are unaware of the show, it's myself and 4 other people on a panel. And people come up to us and they basically are looking for funding. They don't usually have ideas. They usually have a product and or something that's been in the market. And they're saying, hey, I want to give you 20% of this for $100,000. The panelist is our own money. We are our own investors. And we then say if we like it or not. If we like it, we give them an offer. Doesn't mean that you have to take the offer, because it may not be something you want. We are not working together. Investor over here may want to give you more.
Right.
So now I have to negotiate with you, the person who is, has the product, and I have to negotiate against somebody else. And,
it's
that's
huge,
what it is.
And
Real
you didn't
business.
see it. Which strikes me because you see all kinds of things other people don't see.
We do.
Which drives me to this question. And by the way, check out this book, because people who say, hey, listen, I'm broke, things haven't worked out, I'm desperate. Daymond John says, that's where
you need to be.
Talk about that.
You need to be there mentally, whether you have money or not. Because we all grew up on this whole concept that you need money to make money, right? You have to know somebody and things of that nature. But
didn't you know a lot of people growing up in Queens? Didn't that all set you up for life?
I knew a lot of people growing up in Queens.
I'm joking, right? Like you were set up as a kid, right?
Exactly. And then I didn't have a famous last name. I joke about it. Well, maybe it is famous, but if I call Elton John and tell him I'm his son, you probably wouldn't believe that. But
you weren't all hooked up as a kid.
No. Not at all. Not at all. Listen, I grew up in a lower middle class area in Queens. I'm dyslexic. I got left back on time. I never went to college. My mother raised me by herself. And, if I can make it, anybody can. But this whole theory that you need money to make money is not true, because over 60% of the wealthiest people in the world all are self-made men and women. That means they were broke at one time. And generational wealth really doesn't pass down after 1 or 2 more generations. So you look at the people out there that are succeeding in life, and they operate with this mentality of broke. They don't just throw money at things and think that's going to solve it or that's going to create something. They have a certain way that they operate and a method of operation that they go through step by step by step to get to the area of where you can hopefully succeed, whether personally in things or whether, financially.
I'm curious about this. You're a master of branding. You're a hardcore entrepreneur. You see it in people. You have it yourself. Keys to dealing with rejection. People just fold.
Yeah.
They get rejected, just fold.
Sure.
What do you say to them right now? Some people are folding right now.
Well, I say to them, well, first of all, your rejection muscle has to be huge, right? To be anybody that is successful in anything. You could be a parent, and you can be somebody who you know that as soon as this baby is born, every book's going to tell you what to do, and the baby's going to go to Harvard and be a doctor. The reality smacks you in the face probably about the first month of having the child, but your rejection muscle of trying things with this child or anything else keeps building, because everything that you get rejected on or doesn't work is one less thing that you have to try to get to the point of being successful and figuring it out. I have failed way more than I have succeeded, but those failures gave me the ability to learn the lesson. Now, if I had money, I would pay somebody else, and when they fail, they're going to tell me one reason or another why they failed, but it's going to be just to keep their job. But when you're broke, you don't have the ability to go out there and put out 7 things. You got to concentrate on this one thing.
Right.
And you have to focus. And the people around you are not going to just tell you what you want because they're not getting paid. They're around you because something's working for them. They're part of a movement. It's infectious. So these are the things that you have to tap into no matter what aspect of business you're in.
So the whole Shark Tank thing, when you're rejecting someone, is there a party that says, oh, wow, geez, I'm rejecting this person, I feel bad? Or is there another, well, I'm not going to say if there's another party, because you just made it clear what happens when you get rejected.
Yeah, I don't feel bad rejecting people because you have to think about it like this. I'm not there to judge you on if the business is good or not. I'm there to judge you if the business works for me, right? I may think this is a great idea, but I may say I don't add any value besides cash, and I want to be part of something I'm excited about. I may reject you because I may say you didn't take those steps, and right now you had your grandmother open her 401k, you had your wife, stop working, and your kids' college fund at risk, and you're not listening to us because you're not taking the small steps that need to prove the concept, and you're killing everybody's hopes and dreams and financial investment in you because you're an egotistical maniac. I don't want to be part of that. So I have absolutely no problem rejecting people on Shark Tank at all.
How often do people just come up to you all the time, everywhere, and just ask for free advice about a business idea, whatever it is? And how do you deal with it?
Well, if I'm on the street, it could happen 100 times a day. If you look online and social media, it's probably in the thousands.
You say, hey, I'm not working?
No. See, the beauty of being on Shark Tank is that at the end of the day, people just want to empower themselves and they want to make money to have the resources to maybe have great, medical attention and/or send their kids through school. So I never look at somebody's dream and somebody's aspiration as something that I can't or I shouldn't acknowledge. So if I can acknowledge them and I can give them the direction, I will stop and answer every single person.
So the way you started, high top hats?
They were like
hats?
ski hats, but they were like with a string on the top, and just you hang them over the head.
Hats.
Yeah, tie top.
Tie top
hats.
Describe it, because
it's like it looks like a sleeve.
Yeah.
Right, and you just put a shoestring on the top of the hat. It was it's not really popular.
You made your own.
I made my own. It was I saw them in some videos. Rappers were wearing them. I couldn't find one. I wanted to find one. I finally drove from Queens up here to Manhattan, uptown Manhattan. I go home to my mother. I show her the hat. I tell her that I said, Ma, look at the hat. It costs $20. I spent $6 in gas and $900 in tolls. Look at this hat. And she tells me, Daymond, you can make a whole bunch of these.
That's like back, what, 92?
It was 89.
Oh, 89?
Yeah. And she said, you can make a bunch of these, Daymond. You don't have to spend that kind of money. And I said, what are you talking about? She said, go get $40 worth of fabric. I'm going to show you how to make those hats. But the only fabric I could find for $40, right, with a bunch of stripes on it. But when I started to sew the hats out of the fabric, I realized now I have 80 hats that look exactly the same because it's the same pattern of fabric. It looked almost like a candy cane, right? So what do? I only need one of them. So now I have 79 to sell. I go out and stand out on the corner in '89, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and remember it was a Good Friday, and I sold $800 worth of hats in 1 hour. And that's when it went off in my head.
Do you think you were born to be an entrepreneur?
As a common-ass question of entrepreneurs are born or made, I think that it's our surrounding around us that either make us entrepreneurs or not. I think that every single one of us we're born thinking like entrepreneurs, and that we have this ability to go out and say that we're going to change the world, or we're going to do this and that. And it's the people around us through our course of history that sometimes say it can't be done, it won't be done, you're going to embarrass yourself, you're going to embarrass us. And they take us off that track. And it's up to us to find those people that put us back on, because you'll see many people that work for a corporation all their lives, and they decide to open up a business 55 because they realized that they were doing what their parents wanted them to do. One of the top categories of people that start new businesses are, I think, is 55 to 70. Because they finally do what they want to do. And a true entrepreneur is doing something they absolutely love.
The power broke.
Power broke.
You talk to all kinds of people.
Yes.
Like?
In the book, so I have 15 people. Well-known people around the world, and because I didn't want people to think that I have this magic wand. So Kevin Plank, CEO of Under Armour, doing $4 or $5 billion a year. They said that he could never take on the big boys and girls. Well, what is he doing now? He's taking on everybody. He has some of the top players in the world, and he still activates the power of broke even till today because he has those players because there's something in how he did his research and his love and passion for these people that did these deals way before anybody else knew who they were. He's still hungry. And when he was operating and starting his company, he drove over a bridge and he didn't have enough money to pay a toll. That's how broke he was, and that's how hungry it made him. I have somebody in there, Steve Aoki, one of the world's most known DJs, does this thing, jumping and everything else. Well, you know, it worked against him. His father is the one who created Benihana. Wealthy, wealthy child, right? But when he came out to New York and lived in California and he came to the downtown music scene, they said, get out of here, little rich boy. We don't want you around here. Daddy's money doesn't work over here. And then when he went home to Dad and said, I'm going to be a musician, his father said, what do you mean? I came over here in Japan with $2 in my pocket. I have a business here. Spinning records is nothing at all. You're not going to get a dime from me. So he had to come back over here and he had to basically use the power of broke, create a following, and do everything else to be now one of the world's most touring DJs.
Greatest leadership lesson you've learned in your professional life is?
To be decisive.
Be decisive.
Be decisive.
Because?
Well, because first of all, you have to make a decision. You can't be in the middle of anything, and you have to live by your decisions no matter what. And if people see that you are hesitant, no matter what, they're not going to believe in you because they're going to always question you.
You just helped a lot of people, as you often do. Daymond John, the power of broke. Shark Tank, he's an entrepreneur, he's a branding expert, and you're just good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Holy Name Medical Center in Teaneck, New Jersey, Bergen Community College, New Jersey Council of County Colleges, Delta Dental of New Jersey, Partners for Health Foundation, the Fidelco Group, and by the Russell Berry Foundation. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.